Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear kids. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, that's good. So my name is Yasmin. So today, class 3, today is 29 June 2020 and today is Monday. So today we are going to learn about articles. What's the name of our topic? Articles. Yeah, I can see you all. Okay. So now, dear children, okay, there are 3 articles in English language. A, and, the. How many articles? 3. You can show me your fingers. Yeah, that's great. A, and, the. So now we will discuss them all in details. Okay. Okay, an article is a determiner. So I'm going to tell you the definition of articles. Article is a determiner. Dear children, what is a determiner? Determiner is a word that introduces a noun and it is used before a noun, just like adjectives. Okay, adjective tells more about a noun. Similarly, articles tell more about a noun. Look at the example here. A girl, an orange, the book. So now we have used article before girl, before orange, and before book. So now we will discuss about each article in details in our coming slide. Okay, moving to our next slide. Okay, so we divide articles into 2 categories. How many categories? 2 categories. Show me with your fingers. Yay, Hashim, you're great. We categorize articles. One is called indefinite and other is called definite. Got it? One is called indefinite and the other is called definite. A and N are called indefinite articles. Which articles are called indefinite? A and an. Say with me. A and an. Okay, and we use and an for things in general. For general things, it can be anything. For example, when I say I have a book, it means that it can be any book, English book, Urdu book, story book. Got my point? But when we talk about the is called definite articles here because we talk about specific things for particular things. For example, if I tell you example, Mary tasted the cake which was made by her mother. So it means we are talking about that particular cake which her mother made for her. Is it clear? Is it clear, dear children? Now, moving on to the next slide. Okay, how many alphabets are in English language? 26. 26. There are 26 alphabets in English language. Out of these, 5, A, E, I, O, U. Say with me, A, E, I, O, U are called vowel. What are they called? Hasnan, say with me. What are they called? Vowel. What are they called? Vowel. And we use and before the words which begin with vowel words or vowel sounds. The remaining letters B, C, D, C, etc. other than these A, E, I, O, U are called consonant. What are they called? What are they called? Consonant. Yeah. And we use a before, yes. And we use a before consonants. We use a before consonants. Is that clear? Nod your head. Is that clear? Dear children, clear? Okay. Now moving to the next slide. Okay. Now I'll show you the examples here. Look at a girl. What's the word? Girl. Now you look at here, G is a consonant letter. That's why we have used a before it. And in the second example, the word is clock. What's the word? Clock. And it gives us k sound. K is a consonant sound. That's why we have used a before it. Now, the next is lamp. A lamp. L is a consonant sound. We have used a before it. Okay. Now look at the examples of and. When we have to use and. Okay. Orange. And orange. Why we have used and before it? Because O is a vowel letter. And I. An umbrella. So here E and in this picture in umbrella, U, both are vowel letters. Both these three words begin with the vowel letters. That's why we have used and before them. But dear children, I'm going to tell you a very interesting thing. I'm sure you will learn a lot. Okay, some words start with a vowel letter but begin with a consonant sound. So we use a before these words. What we use? A before these words. Ayan, are you listening? Okay. Okay. Now look at this word. What is this word? Say with me. University. What's the word? University. Now look at this letter U. University begins with a vowel letter. U is a vowel, but it is sounded as y. It is giving us y sound. University. That's why we have used a before it. Now look at the next example. A uniform. Now U is here. Vowel letter again, but it is sounded as y. A uniform. A uniform. Yay. Now, dear children, you have to pronounce the word with me. Then it would be more easier and it would be more clear to you. Now, look at the third example. A 1 rupee coin. You know, it is started with O. O is a vowel letter, but no, we have to use, it is giving us, it is having sound W. W is a vowel sound. So we are using a before it. Is that clear? So nod your heads. Is that clear? Yay. So now I'll tell you. Okay. Which is the next? Now, here I'm going to, okay. Okay, here, but N is also used before a word beginning with H, but not sounded here. Look at the example here, dear children. What is this word? Honor. Honor. The word is honor. Here, H is silent here. H is silent here. We don't pronounce the word H. Okay, it is giving us vowel sound. So we write an hour. An hour. Now the next is honest man. This is not honest. This is not honest. This is honest. H is silent here. That's why that's why we are using and before it. So next is, what is this word? Say with me. It's a hour? No, it's not hour. H is silent here. So we pronounce it hour. We pronounce it hour. So we are going to use and before it. So you have read about two interesting rules. One is when the letter begins with a vowel, but it is sounded as consonant. And in the other words, the other rule is when the H is silent, we are going to use and before it. Okay, now dear children, you can see this is the fill in the blanks. This is just a practice for you. Do you have dash umbrella? What will come here? And what will come here? Okay. Okay. An umbrella. Okay. Look at the next. I would like to buy hat. Here class, I have used a before the word H begins with a consonant letter and her. It is giving us, say with me, her, hat. Okay. I will see you in dash hour. But here, dear children, as I have told you, H is silent. H is silent. So it is pronounced as hour. That's why we have used an. Next, PU is dash university. So now we have to use a or an before the word university. U, though it is beginning with a vowel, but it is giving us consonant sound. Yeah, Pa is a university. Yeah. Okay, now dear children, in this slide, I'm going to tell you the difference between indefinite article, and the. So look at here, this is very interesting for you. We use and an for the objects that are not specific, means for a general thing. For example, I need a phone. Here, it can be any phone. It can be cell phone, it can be iPhone, it can be any phone. I'm talking about a general phone here. But when we use the for specific objects that both the speakers and listeners know. Got my point? Can you give me the books on the table? Dear children, here we are talking about only the books which are lying on the table, not any other books. Got my point here? Our phone means R and N when we don't know about anything, it can be anything. But when we know about the things, when we know, can you give me the books on the table? I am talking about only the books which are lying on the table. Okay, we use R and N when we introduce an object for the first time. Suppose, for example, I saw a movie last night. Here, I have used a because movie, ma, it is a consonant letter. It is giving us consonants and ma, a. But dear children, when we have to use the here, I'll take your questions in the end. Just wait, dear children. Okay, when we mention the object again and again, the movie is based on a real life incident. Here, I have used the because we have talked about the movie first. We have talked about that movie before. We have mentioned it before, but now we are talking it about again. So first time we will use a, and second time we are going to use the before it. Clear? Is that clear? Second time, yes, the. I'll show you some more examples so that it would be more clear. Okay, now look at this example. It would be more clear to you. I saw a cat. The cat was sitting on a fence. The fence was painted brown. The cat jumped off the fence when it saw a mouse. The mouse ran into a hole when it saw the cat. So the cat didn't catch the mouse. Dear children, you have noticed that I have used two colors here, red and green. I have used a before the words which are highlighted with the red color. Why? Because we are talking about these words for the first time. I saw a cat means here it can be any cat, but the words which are highlighted with the green color, the cat, the fence, the cat, the mouse. Here, why have we used the here? Because now we are talking about them again. Okay, now they are repeated here. We are talking about these objects again. That's why we have used the before them. Is that clear? When we mention a thing for the first time, we use a and an. But when the noun is repeated, when the object is repeated, we use the with them. Okay, one more example. A man walked up to a policeman. The man took out a map and asked the policeman for help. So here, a man, Y-A, ma. It is a consonant letter, ma. And we don't know about the man, who man walked up to a policeman. But here, I talked about, I have used the man because now we know that we are talking about the man who walked up to a policeman. The man took out a map and asked the policeman for help. Is that clear? For the first time, we will use a and an according to the words. And the second time, when we repeat a noun and object again, we would use the. Okay, dear children, there are some other uses of definite article the. We use the before unique objects. Unique means the thing which is only one of its kind. The sun. There is only one sun in the world. That's why we use the. The sky. There is only one sky. The sky, the moon, the earth. So it means that we have to use the before the object which is only one of its kind. Okay, we also use the before the names of mountains, rivers, oceans, deserts, etc. The Ganges, the Sahara, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean. These are all the names of mountains, desert, and ocean. So we put the before the names. Okay, we use the before the names of holy books, the Bible, the Ramayana, the Holy Quran. So is that clear to you? Okay, we use the before the superlative degree. You know what is the superlative degree? You have done adjectives. There are three types of adjectives: positive, comparative, and superlative. So we use the before them. The best, the tallest. Ali is the tallest boy in the class. So we have used the. He is the best student. Okay, and we also use the before musical instruments. I'm sure you know what are the musical instruments. Yeah. Okay, before musical instrument, the flute, the violin, the piano, the guitar. John plays the flute brilliantly. So we use the before the musical instrument. Now, dear children, before an adjective, we also use the before an adjective to denote a whole class, mean that refers to the whole class. The old, the rich, the poor. The man belonged to the rich family. Here, rich mean we are talking about the whole class here. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, this I have talked about earlier as well. We use the when we know that there is only one of a particular thing, that there is only one thing of its kind. The sky, there is the world, the North Pole. When you know that there is only one thing of its kind in the whole world, there is only one world, the earth, the sky, the North Pole. Okay, now we have learned about different uses of the here, definite article, where we have to use the. Dear children, there are some rules, there are some things where we are not supposed to put articles the. Otherwise, your sentences will be wrong. So let's study when not to use article. Okay, he don't use an article with countries, states, counties, or provinces, lakes, and mountains, except when the country is collection of states, such as the United States. So it is when you say I live in the Pakistan, it is wrong here. We never put the before the names of cities, provinces, countries. But there is, but when the country is collection of states, unions, then we are going to write the United States, as this country is this country is a collection of states. The United States, the United Kingdom. Okay, so keep this thing in your mind. We never use the before the name of countries, cities. We don't say the Pakistan. It's wrong. We don't say the Islamabad. Wrong. Moving on to the next slide. And we also don't use an article the when you're speaking about things in general. When we are not talking about any particular thing, when we talk about general. She likes reading books. We won't put any the. When we put the, it means we talk about any specific books. But here, she likes reading books. These can be story books, these can be novel, these can be anything, any fiction like this, okay? Okay, and we also don't use an article when you're speaking, when we speak about meals, places, transport. He comes to work by taxi. We can't say he comes to work by the taxi, is definitely wrong. She likes pizza. We don't say she likes the pizza. It is wrong here. We don't put me the before meal. And one interesting thing, I'll tell you one more thing is as well. We never put the, we should not use the before the names of diseases. It is wrong. When you say, I am suffering from the fever, it is incorrect. I'm suffering from fever. He was suffering from measles. The measles is incorrect. Okay, so here I have told you few rules where you have to use the, and here which you're not supposed to use the with them. Now, dear children, there is a practice exercise. Now I'll ask you one by one. Now, I'll show you the practice. Okay, Hamza Jangir, can you hear me? Hamza, I'm asking a question to you. Yeah. Wait. The question is, Danny wanted dash bicycle dash new bicycle for Christmas. What will come here? Hamza? Yes. Ah, that's very good. Because new, its N is here, a consonant. That's good, Hamza. Next, Muhammad Masud. Muhammad Masud, raise your hand. Hey dear, raise your hand. Okay. Jennifer tasted dash birthday cake her mother had made. What is going to come here? And the. What will come here? The. Here will come the. Because beta, we are talking about the same cake which her mother made. Yes, now it's Javeria. Hey Javeria, can I? Next slide. Javeria. Okay. The children have dash new teacher called Mr. Green. Javeria, what will come here? And yeah, that's good. Very good. Now next is Hashim. Next Hashim. Hashim, all pupils must obey dash rules. What will come here, Hashim? The will come here, and. What will come here? The rules, because we're talking about the set of rules here, group of rules here. All pupils must obey the rules. Marush and Wafa. The next is, the next slide is, which I'll show you. Okay. Yes, Marush. Alex is in Boston studying for dash MB. What will come here?
Okay, ma'am.
What will come here? Marush? Yes, bete. What you will use here? Maharish and Wafa. Yes, I'm asking you. Okay, A will come here. MBA. Okay, Ma is a consonant letter and it is giving us Ma sound. So MBA.
हमारे पास multiple links हैं, उसको हम एक ही logical link बना देते हैं. जैसे for example मुझे हमारे multiple links आ रहे हैं.
That turned on.
Combine करके एक ही logical
now
link
the next is
बना देंगे, ठीक है? फायदा इसका क्या है, क्या advantages इसके होते हैं? First one is high availability.
I'm asking you, can you hear Rafe? Yeah. Ted turned on dash radio to listen to dash news. What will come here? Which article we are going to use here? And no. Yes, our radio to listen. Dad turned on the
increase in bandwidth. कैसे increase हो सकती है? For example, हमारे पास links जहाँ नजर आ रहे हैं.
And for the
ये
news,
हमारे पास हो सकता है 1 gig के links हैं, ठीक है? तो combine होके ये कितना हो जाएगा?
Dash.
हमारे पास ये का हमारे पास link हो जाएगा.
Next is Mohammed Ibad. Ibad, where are you?
Load balancing भी करवा सकते हैं इससे.
Where is Ibad? Yes, Ibad, can I ask you? Okay, Ibad. Dash European expert was invited to speak to committee. What will come here, Ibad? European. What is the word? European. It is started with the word E, but it is given the sound of year. What will come here, Ibad? What will come? No. Year. European. A European, yes. A European, yes, you're right. A European. Here. He is the word here. European. A European was invited to the committee.
या जहाँ हमें लग रहा हो कि यहाँ पे congestion हो सकती है, वहाँ पे हम
Simon, for you, Do it
अप्लाई
on
करते हैं।
English
फॉर
grammar
एग्जाम्पल आप यहाँ पे
notebooks.
अगर देखें तो
Add
स्विच ए और स्विच थ्री के
a
दरमियान
and or
हमने
the.
क्या हुआ, क्योंकि स्विच थे हमारे पास मल्टीपल इंटरफेसेस भी थे, तो हमने मुख्तलिफ इंटरफेसेस का एक ट्रंक बना लिया, ठीक है, जो कि एक्ट क्या करता है, सिंगल
Add. Last year, I went
ऑर्टिकल
into Dash
लिंक।
big sports shop because I wanted sports bag. Dash assistant came up to
इसके
me.
बाद
I
हमारे पास
told
दो
him
तरह
what
के
I
मोड हैं।
wanted.
फर्स्ट वन
Dash
इज
assistant
मैनुअल
brought
मोड
me 3
एंड
different
द
bags.
अदर वन इज
I chose
LACP मोड, लिंक
smallest one and
एग्रीगेशन
paid for
कंट्रोल
it.
प्रोटोकॉल
Dash
मोड।
assistant put Dash bag in Dash large plastic bag. He did so, but he looked
एग्रीगेशन
very unhappy. So I walked out of Dash shop. So this is your homework. You are going to write it on your English grammar notebook. Here you
मैनुअल
have
मोड
to
और
use
LACP
a
मोड में
and
क्या है कि
the.
इसमें सबसे पहले
Is it
आपका
clear, dear
एक
children?
लैग ग्रुप बनता है
Okay. Hopefully
LAG,
you have
ठीक है, लिंक एग्रीगेशन ग्रुप, ठीक है, और
Hopefully
उसमें
the
फिर आप
topic is clear
मैन्युअली
to
जो
you.
है
If there is any
इंटरफेसेस
problem,
को
you
ऐड
can
करते हैं
ask it. You
जाके,
can write in the
जब तक
chat
आपके पास
box.
इथरनेट के इंटरफेसेस
Got
हैं
my
तो क्या होगा, आप मैन्युअली जाके
okay.
इसमें
So
ऐड
Allah
करेंगे,
Hafiz.
और
Did you enjoy the
सब के
class?
सब इंटरफेसेस क्या होंगे,
Enjoy?
ये
Yeah,
फॉरवर्डिंग
that's
स्पेस
great.
नहीं है।
So fi aman Allah.
मैनुअल
Take
मोड की
care.
बात
Allah
करते हैं, ये
Hafiz.
सब
We'll see you
इंटरफेसेस
tomorrow
क्या
in the
होंगे,
next
ये
class. Goodbye.
फॉरवर्डिंग मोड में होंगे। जबकि अगर हम लिंक एग्रीगेशन प्रोटोकॉल मोड की बात करते हैं तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जो डिवाइसेस हैं वो एक दूसरे के साथ LACP, ये जो आपके लिंक्स हैं LACP